Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the recent episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead, which debuted last Sunday night. My apologies for the delay in posting this video. I just watched the episode a few minutes ago. It was a very busy holiday weekend for me, and I missed it on Sunday night. But I just watched it right now, and quite an episode. Now, before I begin, of course, please be warned that this review will be full of big spoilers regarding the most recent episode of Fear. So if you were not caught up on Fear by this episode or the past couple episodes, do not keep listening or watching, as I will be going into spoilers. So you have been warned. That being said, pretty good episode. This was a very good build-up episode. It was teasing conflict with, we now know the name of the reservation that the new Native American character Walker comes from. It's called Black Hat Reservation, and what I loved about this is that they took a pre-existing tense situation, how they were in a lawsuit over the land, like the ranchers versus the Native Americans, a classic case of conflict, and it was something they took, from pre-apocalypse, and then when you add post-apocalypse to it, it becomes, an armed conflict, and that's exactly what they're teasing with this. We also saw how life at the ranch I'm going to say was because it hasn't quite fallen apart yet, but it was slowly starting to trickle a little bit, because we saw Jeremiah become a little unhinged. And, Troy has always been unhinged, but this episode, he just took it way too far, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. But, we saw Jeremiah take to the bottle, and Nick had to calm him down. It was kind of an ironic scene where the drug addict is trying to help the struggling alcoholic to quit drinking and calm down. And then, we saw more trust form between Nick, Jeremiah, and Madison, or at least between Jeremiah and Nick, because Nick agreed not to tell anyone about his drunken ramblings from the night before. And then Madison seems to be like an advisor to Jeremiah now. And then what's really interesting and very intriguing is the ever-changing relationship between Troy and Madison. It's almost like a will they, won't they type relationship, but in this case, it's not a will they, won't they get together type of deal. It's a will or won't they kill each other deal, because, Troy is such an unsettled psychopath, basically. And it's like Madison is doing her damnedest to keep him on a leash or to understand him. And one of the things that I really, really liked about this episode was that Madison realized, if you're gonna live with something evil, or if not pure evil, something dangerous, then use that dangerous thing to help you survive. And she made an excellent point about how he can be in control of this ranch. He does have the qualities and the capability of becoming a good leader if he tones down the psychopathic behavior and if he keeps control of it. Because he lost control, slaughtered that poor family. Oh, and that was so sad seeing poor Gretchen, the blonde girl, Alicia's friend, being revealed as the last walker, and then Madison struggling to put her down until Nick finally did it. And that was just, that was pretty sad. And for a while there, I was a little unclear as to who exactly did kill the family. They immediately suspect Troy. And then later, Troy does confess to Madison when she's confronting him about it that he did indeed do it, but he didn't do it this wasn't premeditated murder. He went out there to follow them, confront Mike. Things got heated. Obviously, they spun out of control. He ended up killing everybody. But what I was saying is that despite Troy being, a creepy little douchebag psychopath, there are some very minor qualities about him that could make him a good leader if he only worked on those qualities. But what I also liked about him is that if this character doesn't change, if he doesn't become this, not necessarily a saint, but if he doesn't become a good guy and he stays the same, it's that Madison is now learning how to live with something dangerous and how to use that danger to her advantage, because she knows there's a fight coming. She knows that eventually it'll come to heads will butt between the ranch and the Indian reservation, and she knows they're going to need strong fighters, and she is tuning in on Troy's viciousness. She's counting on that for when the fight comes and basically unleash the beast, so to speak. And you know, it's like you know, spoiler alert, by the way, I'm about to reveal something from The Walking Dead. If you're not caught up on The Walking Dead, stop listening for the next couple seconds. It's like in The Walking Dead with one of our newest characters, King Ezekiel, leader of the kingdom, and his pet tiger Shiva. It's when he unleashed Shiva upon the saviors in the season 7 finale in the Battle of Alexandria. It's like Madison is almost getting her vicious pet ready, in this case Troy, almost getting him ready for the big climactic battle, and hopefully that viciousness will come in handy when it comes to defending the ranch. But you know, as much as I don't agree with what they did, like pinning the slaughtered family on the Native American reservation, I understand why they did it. You know, it's like they needed to motivate people to not leave the ranch, that everybody needs to stick together and they're stronger together. It's just their way of presenting that idea that was a bit debatable, you know, presenting this truckload of bodies with all these bullet-ridden, chewed-on bodies. I mean, I get why they did it. It was just a bit, you know, uneasy. But you know what? It worked, because nobody wants to leave the ranch now. Everybody's armed to the teeth now. And Nick and Madison finally seem to have an understanding with the Otto family, or at least with, you know, Otto and Troy. And I'm curious to see as to how this dynamic between Madison, Troy, and Nick is going to either change for the better or for the worse. And I think we're definitely going to see some, you know, some ideologies and fists come to blow next Sunday for the 2-hour mid-season finale. That's right. So they're going to do episodes 7 and 8 back-to-back next Sunday on AMC for the mid-season finale, which means that this show will probably return in... I want to guess late August or early September, because the season finale will probably be close to around the time when season 8 of Walking Dead will premiere, if I had to guess. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just guessing based on past scheduling they've done with mid-season breaks. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode review here on the EdWord. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fear the Walking Dead as much as I did. Again, I apologize for the delay in getting this video up, but I'm glad to be back on track and with you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more review videos like this one, and to check back later next week for my review and reaction to the mid-season finale. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. Thanks again for stopping by, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.